Hey, it's Sean with Elmo Entertainment. Joining me is Brandon from Anchored. Brandon, welcome to St. Louis.
Thank you.
So, you guys are a new band. I mean, relatively in the scheme of things, a new band, and you got a new CD out. You've been touring your asses off. What's keeping you together? Is it what you wanted? Is this
a lot
where
of
you
glue.
want to be? And what's that glue?
Basically, I mean, we've been together for like a year and a half, and we've never had a fight. Still, I mean, we've been on tour basically the whole time that we've been together.
Right.
So, we're friends and like family, combined. So, I think that plays a big role on at least a little bit of the success side, but also people like Live Nation and big people standing up for us. That helps. And people like Zach Wilde, letting us on his tour, and I think that's pretty much the two most important things: the band that gets along together and the right people behind you.
Right. See, the new CD. Listen to this. I mean, it's been great. Is it enough to keep you guys going? Is this where you wanted to be with it at this point? With the release?
I mean, everybody would like to go more and more and more, higher, but we're patient and we're firm believers in. I mean, we're all Southern boys.
Yeah.
I'm from Alaska, but my whole family's from Texas, so have that Southern love. But we believe in like working hard and earning it instead of just getting it handed to you. So, as far as where we're at right now, I'm extremely happy. I get to wake up every day on a tour bus and good tour, play concerts in front of lots of people and meet new people and see new places, and no complaints.
So what have you learned from this CD that you're going to put towards what you're doing next? I'm sure there's a next always with recording and writing, probably a continuous thing, I would think.
Well, as far as like what we'll take from this one is just we're still going to have the good time party vibe, make you smile instead of frown, that type of stuff. But we're also going to not necessarily get heavier, but we're going to have like a little edgier stuff, kind of test the waters, like say like a quarter of the album or something, the new album, which we're actually writing part of it right now on the road. We have Pro Tools in the back.
Okay.
But I think as it stands right now, we're going to tour until Thanksgiving, and then we're taking the holidays off. And then January, February, we're actually going to like write the rest and then record it. So it should. I mean, the new album should come out like next summer or something like that.
Now, is there already a label selected for that, or?
Right now, it's on my label, which is Trend Entertainment and Music Group. But we've had some bites, put it that way.
All right.
So I'm not going to say anything that isn't true. So or it's not like the ink isn't dry, So we're definitely looking forward to branching out.
Okay.
If that opportunity arises.
You talked a little bit about a box set. You want to talk a little bit about that, the DVD, where you recorded it?
Yeah.
What's on it?
It's called Good Times, Bad Timing, and we played Spokane, Washington like the first time, and we loved it so much that we went back. And I always told like the radio station, all the fans, and all that if we ever did come back, that we would bring cameras and not just like flip cameras. So we brought Hollywood. Literally, like 13 cameras. It had the crane. I mean, amazing. But it'll be a full live DVD, full live CD, which Jay Baumgartner, like Linkin Park, Papa Roach, he's not producing, but mixing that. And then there'll be an hour-and-a-half movie about. It's called The Story, about kind of like how everything came together on our end and like all the crazy shit that happens on the tour bus and backstage fun stuff, and like a lot of, just basically like a day in the life of, not really a day, it's more like a year and a half in the life of like what we do.
Yeah, a massive tour for a year and a half on.
Yep. Well, right now we've been on the road for 3.5 months because we did a Texas tour, then we did a Northwest tour, and then we hopped on this.
Okay.
So.
You got a big show coming up July 4th, back home, Fort Hood.
Yep. We are strong supporters of military and policemen and firefighters. So Dirty in Texas did really well on their radio station at the on base, and they're expecting 80 to 100,000 people. They called us, said that they wanted us to come play it, and it's for the troops, their families, and then it's free to the entire city. It's going to be at Fort Hood Stadium, and it's an honor for us because I mean it's the 4th of July, and we get to play for the troops, and also on 4th of July, just so you know, we did a medley for policemen, firefighters, soldiers. Okay. We're going to release it for free on YouTube. It's part of the DVD, or it won't be on the DVD because of copyright stuff, but we're going to release it for free on YouTube for the troops and everybody else on the 4th. And it's the medley of like us doing like Toby Keith, Leonard Skinner, Aerosmith, and AC/DC.
Okay. So what's your favorite cover of the bands you just listed there? I mean, obviously.
Well, it's all just mashed together, you know, like little pieces. But I think everybody would agree, AC/DC, because I can actually pull it off.
Okay. So. It's not an easy. Bon Scott or Brian Johnson pull it off?
It's more Brian Johnson.
Okay, because that's an even tougher battle right there.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can hear the rasp. So.
Yeah, so that's all right. So we talked a little bit about what's coming up, but you also are working on more touring.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going out with Volbeat and Cold.
Okay.
And it'll start July 20th. We're doing like America, Canada. I don't know if we're on the Mexico City dates, but we've been offered them, but we don't know if we're going to be able to do them because of other shows that are being booked, like one-offs, you know.
Right.
So that'll take us all the way till September, basically, and then we're going to do probably another Texas run and festivals until Thanksgiving, and then we're off.
You talked a little bit, and you touched on a little bit in the DVD how the band came together. Maybe expound on that. I mean, how do you, obviously you guys have been making music for a long time, and then you brought it all together and formed Anchor. Maybe tell us about that. You know?
It was basically, who is that? Shut the door, motherfucker! Sorry. There was basically a lot of phone calls. Like I have a metal background, so I always wanted to do like an album like this. So I locked myself in my studio for like a month and wrote the album with, there was a couple songs I had worked with other people. Like Dirty in Texas I did with Jeff Bird. He was an awesome songwriter, so anybody out there want to use him, hook him up. But did the album in like a month roughly and recorded it in like 3 weeks up in Canada. And then came home, started playing it for friends and stuff. Seeing, you know, because going from metal to Anchor is a huge difference.
Yeah. So
played it around for everybody, and people loved it. So started making phone calls. Mutual friends. Actually, a mutual friend introduced me and BG, and then he flew to Dallas, and we started jamming with one of my old drummers. You know, just to get going. Did some auditions, and ran into Maddie at a photo shoot. And then, but I knew Josh and Joel from Dallas. So Josh was in Faction. I'm sure you've heard of Faction. They were on Roadrunner. And then Joel was in Venture. And so we all just kind of got together. And I mean, literally, Josh joined the band 4 days before our first show, which was at Trees. And then I still remember it was March 19th. And then we ended up on tour like a week later with Saliva. So
yeah.
You know, I mean, it was fast, but you know, I sat on the record for probably a year, maybe not really a year, like 8 months, 10 months,
right?
And because this time, you know, like I wanted to find like the ultimate guys. You know, I'm not talking like talent-wise. I mean, even though I would stand up for all of them, that they're badass, but it was more important to have the relationship, like where I could be sitting in front of you and telling you that we hadn't had a fight in a year and a half.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, you know, you got a metal background. Do you want to get back towards metal? I mean, I know you said the next album may be a little bit heavier.
Not really heavier. It's just gonna be like more like dirty, I guess. But I mean, I'll always love metal. I always have it, that piece of me, you know, somewhere in here.
Right.
But I would much rather like make people smile nowadays than beat the shit out of each other and kill your mother, eat your dog type shit, you know.
All right, Brandon, Anchored, find you at getanchored.com.
Getanchored.com. It's got a link to all of our social sites. We are Facebook whores. So, I mean, that's all we really have to do on the bus. And we actually answer, if you post on our wall, you'll get an answer from a band member. We don't have people running. We could, but we would rather hold that to ourselves. So you're always guaranteed to talk to a band member, and because we actually care.
Yeah,
you know,
that's awesome.
They make us,
Yeah.
and we never forget that. Like, especially doing it for that many years, like, and finally getting to this point, we know exactly who the heartbeat is.
Right.
You know.
So check out Anchored on tour this summer and beyond.
That's right.
All right.